Hey guys. So today I thought about something an unusual project to build, and what I discovered is to build something that is a power distribution panel that is just for LED lighting. And the idea came up to me that I build a 20 amp 120 volt sub panel out of a piece of 12.3 SO cable. So this one, I've already put a plug on the end of it. So you notice that if it's going to be a 20 amp panel, then a lot of you are going to be wondering, why is there a standard 15 amp plug on here? Well, the only receptacles I have in my house are 15 amp receptacles, even though they're on 20 amp circuits, they are 15 amp receptacles. So this is why I put a standard plug on it, so we could use it on standard receptacles as well. And since this panel is actually designed for 120/240, where you have two lines of 120 volts coming in here, and in between them you get 240. But since this is going to be for 120 volt, then there would need to be a jumper wire between here and here to make it 120. So how I'm going to do that is I have this 12 gauge stranded wire here that I'm going to use for a jumper wire to go from here to here. So that's what I'm going to do. And so since this is going to be a sub panel, the ground and the neutrals have to be separated. So this is why I got this ground bar here, which is the same brand as the panel. So I got this ground bar here. So it just looks like this. And then I don't know where I'm going to put this thing now. So it came with 2 screws, but of course, I actually might only need 1 because it's really not a place to put the other screws. So I'm gonna see if I could put this somewhere else. So let's see. So let's try to put it right here. We could try to put it right here. Actually, that's actually not a bad placement for it right there. So we could actually put it right here. We just have to make sure this falls through. Perfect. Alright, so now I just have to secure it in place. Actually, what if I actually put it like this? So what if I actually put it in here like this? So this is going right here. What if I do that? What if I put it like this? Yeah, what if I put it like this? Alright, that's what I'm gonna do.
Are you coming to dinner? Place her down whenever you're going.
Right there we are. So I got it secured, but it moves around in there. So I have to tighten the screw down more. Yeah. Well, for some reason, Eaton, which is this panel brand, always really makes these like really hard to actually put in. Yeah. Well, to me, this is actually just a bad design for the ground bar setup. Alright, there we go. So I got it secure in there. So I have it put on that side there. So I have the neutrals, the grounds, and then we have the power right here. So that's how that's going to be set up. So it's going to be set up like that. And to fasten the cable to the panel, I have the strain relief connector here that I'm going to unscrew. And then I'm going to put this strain relief in there. First I have to punch out this knockout. Like that. So I just punched out that knockout where the cable is going to come in. Yep, there it is. So I just got this knockout knocked out. So now I can put this connector in. Actually, that's the problem because yeah, the problem is, see, this is another thing that's a bad design because they have they have a knockout right here and then then a neutral bar is right in there. That is absolutely a very bad design. That's a very bad design. Alright, so I'm gonna have to patch this up later, but I'm just gonna go for this one up here. There we are. So I have this one right here. There we are. Alright, so now what I have to do is I actually have to get a plug so I could actually patch this up. Because I have to patch that up. Alright, so I got that taken care of. Now I have to put this on there, like this. Alright, so I have that on there. So how is this gonna work out? Let's see. So the power comes in here, and then actually the ground will be able to reach there. So the ground will be able to reach, which is cool. So the ground will be able to reach right there, and then yeah. So I got this in on there like that. And let's see. Let's see. Actually, what I should do is I should probably strip more of this insulation back. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna strip more of this insulation back. Just gonna strip more of this back. So I'm gonna go right here. Well, as long as I didn't cut the wires, then that's fine. You could cut that, no problem, but you have to make sure you don't cut the wires. Alright, so this should come off. Yep, like that. Alright, there we go. So I stripped more of that off. So now I have to cut these things off or whatever. Yeah, make sure you don't accidentally cut the wires because you don't want to cut those. Yep, hold it back and then yep, you hold it back like this and then you just cut the section off. So there's not a lot to do here, but you know what to do. Yep, you hold it back like this and then you just cut it like this. Yep, you hold it up like this. And then there we go. It's off. And then actually this one didn't go through. Okay, and then now you do the same thing to the other one. You hold you hold the wires away so you don't cut them. And then you just cut that thing off like that because we don't need these other things on there or whatever. We certainly don't need these, so I'm just gonna cut them off. Yep, you just slice straight through. And then you do the same thing with these right here. You hold these away and then yep, you cut it like that and then okay, and then we have this little piece right here like this. Oh, there we are. So we have this. So now this is going to be the final length that's going to go in there. So this is going to go to the ground bar. So I'm going to put these through there. I'm actually just going to put them through like this. I'm just going to remove this like this. And I'm just going to slip them through one at a time. Slip that one through, and finally this next one here. Just slip all those through. Actually, I actually just realized something. Don't know why I could have thought about it sooner, but I didn't. I discovered that what I need to do is I need to put this on first. Well, good thing I didn't put it in that panel because I would have to just take them all out of there. Alright, so now I have to feed these through, because I'm gonna feed this and these wires through like this. Well, good thing I'm gonna be restripping these ends anyway, so there's nothing to worry about there. I'm gonna be restripping them anyway. Alright, so just put it in like this. So this fits in there perfectly. This fits right in there perfectly like that. And then you just push it in. Now at first it's gonna be a little tight, so that's why you should probably spray some like lubricant on it to make sure it goes through. But in this particular case, it's not going through as easily because it's already maxed out to that. So I'm just gonna, yeah, this is literally like as tight as it'll fit on there. Yeah, literally, that is absolutely as tight as it'll fit. Well, I could have just got the other ones, the 3/4 of an inch, or the, yeah. So I actually could have caught the 3/4 one. I honestly really should have got the 3/4 inch one. Yeah, I should have. I really should have, because now this is gonna suck trying to get it all on there like that. Yeah, you could use a screwdriver and pry up so you could fit them through. Well, the problem is this won't go through. So maybe what I could do is I could try to shaving down his teeth to actually get it to go through this connector or something. I personally think that'd be the best thing to do, because as you could see, this is like not pushing on. Oh yeah, because it's not angled in there, that's why. Because if it was angled, it would just slide right on. But in this case, it isn't, so this size connector is certainly too small for these wires. Maybe I should try without it. It's not gonna work without it, that's the problem. So what if I actually put it in here like this? So it'll actually be like this. So you just plug it in like that. So this is actually a bad design right here, because this wire is actually not going to be enough to go through. So I think I might have to cut the nubs off or something to get it to go in. Actually, that's actually what I'm going to try doing. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to cut the nubs off to get it to go in better. So I need my cutters. So I'm going to modify this connector so I can actually get it to go through. Okay, so I'm going to modify this connector so I can get it to go through. So I'm going to modify the connector. So, yeah, so this fits right in there like that. So I actually have to shave these down a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna shave these teeth down a little bit so I could fit this wire in. Because this grabs onto those teeth just fine. But the problem is it's not allowing this larger cable to go through. So that's the thing, because it's not letting these to go through. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to cut these teeth off and see if it'll go through. So I cut this off like this. I'm actually just gonna cut it off at an angle. Let's see. It won't fit, that's the problem. So maybe I should actually just cut it off like this or something. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut these off. So now if I use this cable again, I actually have to use the next size up. So that's what I have to do now. Alright, there we go. So I cut the all the teeth off of it, so let's see if it'll fit now. Yep, looks like it will. So it looks like that'll fit. It'll go in. But will it ever pull out? Let's see. Yep, it's staying. Now I could get it really, really tight in there now. Yep, there we are. If you do that, you can get it really tight. Yeah. So I got the wire in there. And now, yeah, that is like very tight. That is never coming out on its own. Alright, so now I have that. Now I have to hook up the power. I'm not gonna need this. This was an extra Largo connector for in there. Okay, this could be discarded. And let's see. So I modified this connector to get this cable through. So now I just have to land these wires, and I'm going to start with the ground. So now I'm going to start with the ground, which is going to go right here. So I'm going to start with the ground, because the practice is you should always start with the ground first. That's always best practice to start with the ground first. I'm actually just gonna leave it like this because it's more beneficial if I do it this way, I think. But, you know, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna re-strip this wire. So I'm just gonna re-strip this wire. So this is 12 gauge wire. This is what this is. Yeah, this is gonna be stripped to right here, and then I'm gonna land this wire in the ground bar. Alright, there we are. So the ground is secured in its lug. So the ground is secured, which is right there. So the ground is secured right in the lug. So now I just have to do the neutral and then I have to do the hot. But the neutral is going to be the easiest to do because I'm going to go through this neutral lug right over here. I'm just going to use this one. So I'm going to cut this off right here. So I have to get it in the neutral lug. Okay, so this is the neutral lug. I'm getting this in there. Well, because these wires are a lot smaller, you could easily fit them in there. Actually, what I think I should do is that's fine. Just have to tighten it down. There we are. Right. So there's the neutral tightened. Now I just have to get the hot wire landed. Looks like I cut it just a tad too short, so I actually think I might have to use the Wagos or something to probably, I think that's what I might have to do. I don't know. Looks like it though. Alright, so this is going from here to here, and then actually, how would I just move this in just a tad more, like that? Okay, I would just move this in. Yeah, just move this in just a tad more, and then get this wire prepared. So this wire goes from here to here, right, like this. Alright, so I'm gonna strip this wire so I can get power to both lugs. So I'm gonna get power to both lugs with this. So I got this wire stripped so I can power both lugs. So I'm getting the hot wire landed. And let's see. Well, you know what I could do is I could actually just yeah. So here they are right there. Now I just have to tighten them down. There we are. So now those wires are tightened down. Now let's put this wire in. So this wire is going to feed the other side. Alright, there we go. So I got the sub panel all set up with the, okay, so the ground is going to the ground bar, the neutral is going to the neutral bar, and the hot is going to here, and it jumps over to here. So now I have a 120 volt sub panel now. So now I have that set up. So now all it's left to do is to plug it in and see if it works. And I am gonna get a blank cover to patch this. And I am gonna get a blank cover to patch this up. So let's see if it works. So I'm going to grab my multimeter, or my, so I'm gonna grab that, and let's see if it works. Okay, so I just have this clamp meter here. So I'm gonna turn it on volts AC. And then, I don't know where I could leave this, but actually I'm just gonna leave it here. So when I plug this in, actually I should actually clear this off. So my tools go So my tools go over here, like this. I'm actually just gonna clean it up. Just this right here with the panel screws. Let's clean that up. Let's put these. This, here's the craft. Alright, so how about let's just set it up like this. And let's see if I can plug this in somewhere. So let's plug it in right here. I don't know where we hold this thing. Okay, how about let's go right here and let's plug it in. Hang on. I have to unplug this because this plug is actually so much larger than the other ones. I'm just gonna move this down. I'm gonna move it so you can see it. Okay, so I plugged it in. So I have my meter set on volts AC. So I'm just gonna leave this right here so you can see it. So we're going to go from neutral to ground. We read nothing. And then we're gonna go from neutral to hot. We have 123 volts. So we have 123 volts. Now let's test from hot to ground. We also have 123. Check here. We have nothing. Alright, beautiful. So it works. So in the future, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some circuits to this in the future. So in the future, I'm gonna add some circuits to it. And so for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the cover on it because I got the panel wired. As you can see, I got it wired. The only thing I just have to do is I actually have to get a box fitter and patch that hole up there. So anyways, I just have to put all the stuff away because I have to use this table or whatever it is. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed. And so I have the cover on it. So anyways, hope you enjoyed. And make sure that you like and subscribe for more videos like this, for more electrical videos and also project videos like this. And anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.